So this is the Evap canister of one of the rally cars. And one of the reasons the Evap system is useless is this canister has just one season on it. And here's what's happening to the charcoal inside it. So that's why it's clogging everything, and the Evap system is completely useless on the rally cars. The charcoal crumbles into those small sinks and clogs all the lines. So now we just remove the Evap system. So to remove the Evap under the hood, you have the Evap Solenoid here. Oftentimes you have a hose coming from the inlet hose that plug here with a one-way valve that goes there. You can remove all this. You can plug the hole here. You can plug this one. You will remove also this. Remove the solenoid with a 12mm bolt. Disconnect the harness, take it away. And then there is a hose that goes underneath, and it goes under the intake and comes back to this hard line. So there is a rubber hose that connects to a hard line in the back. Very hard to get without taking the intake off, so you can just tuck the rubber hose underneath. And then from here you can remove this rubber line. Just around there it connects to the hard line that goes all the way down on the back of the car there, comes back under the seat and above the gas tank. So on this car the evap delete is complete, so we capped here, here and here to make sure there is no air going into, no vacuum leak in the intake. And we tucked down there the wire and the hose that was coming to the evap connector here that we just kept with a silicone cap there. Nothing is going to go through that hose. And then we removed all the hard lines. So this is what the hard line looks like coming from next to the intake there, or the brake booster, coming down to the pedal footwell. So here that's I cut it next to the clutch pedal, close to the floor, and then that the rest of the line that was going through the car to the back, and then it goes over the gas tank and then come back to the line to this side of the charcoal canister. So if we look quickly inside the car here, in the back, this is where the lines come from. So you will have your feed and return for the gas tank, and also the evap line is here, and it routed through here. Here I already have my feed and return that have been replaced by braided lines there. So I don't have any of the hard lines left, but the evap line would also be here. So now looking at the rear, under the rear right here, that's where you have the charcoal canister and the rest of the evap system. So this is what this evap system looks like. The charcoal canister is held up by those two 12mm bolts there. Then you have a big 17mm bolt here and a small 12mm bolt here. You remove those 4 bolts and the whole system is going to drop. Then it's going to be hooked up in the front. You have 3 hoses. So there is one here that you will disconnect, and this one you will have to put, that's the breather for the gas tank. And you will have the line that comes from the gas tank, you will have to put an air filter on it. This small line here just goes to the filler neck overflow, and that you don't need. And here that's the thing we removed that was coming from the front of the car, from the evap, from the intake. And so that's the same thing you can remove, and you have the whole unit that will save you quite a bit of weight. You will disconnect, there are 2 wires to disconnect, one here and one that is still on the car. You will have to remove the code from the ECU so that it doesn't complain that those things are connected. Okay, here we are in a car where we remove the evap, so the charcoal canister was here with the rest of the solenoids here. So here you can see there is a hose coming from the overflow from the filler neck. This one we'll leave to vent. That's the evap lines that come from the front of the car. I didn't bother trying to get to it to remove it, so I just stuck it in there. And that's the big line, the breather line coming from the gas tank. So on this one, I use a small air filter, crankcase filter. I'll put the link in the description of the video. And I put one of those air intake waterproof guards there that I just zip tied around. And this way they can still breathe when you fill up the gas tank. That will allow the air to vent here. That's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. And then after that, I took the Y-wing harness for the solenoid that were on this side. I zip tied it to the existing harness that goes to the rear diff and just tuck those away up here so that they are not in the way.